Hello, I'm Chess Expert Gil Luna. This video is on learning how to liquidate or how to, simplify the position so that you can win. Um, let's look at this position. Let's evaluate this position. All right, let's take stock. Black has two pawns, white has three. They both have a queen. Both kings are pretty exposed. Now, a lot of the times, these type of endings lead to a draw simply because the queens just check all over the place and it's very difficult to make progress. So the goal would be to hide your king if you were white and slowly promote the pawn with the help of the queen. But here you have a much simpler solution. Now, these are the type of moves that you have to look for. You always have to be open um, to trading at the appropriate time. All right. So I want you to see what you would do on your own before I give you the answer. If you want, go ahead and pause the video and try to figure out what you would do, and we'll come back with the answer. All right. So the correct move in this position would be queen to e4 check. All right. So here we are attacking the queen and we're checking the king. All right, so this doesn't necessarily force black to take right now because black has queen e7. All right, but either way, it's going to be an exchange of queens. So look at why this is important. We're up a pawn. It's not just the fact of being up a pawn. Sometimes you can still draw a game up a pawn in these type of endings, but this is not just a regular pawn. This is a passed pawn. All right, this pawn has to be dealt with. All right, not only that, but black has these two very weak double pawns that are very easily attacked. So let's assume first that black goes with the variation of queen takes queen. So queen takes queen, pawn takes queen, right? Now, black has to deal with this outside pass pawn. All right, so let's play this move, which is logical because this pawn. Now, it's very important that you don't rush as white. If you push the pawn up, there's no way for white to defend it anymore. All right, you never want to hurry in these type of positions because if you make the mistake and you push the pawn up, now black gets to it pretty easily. All right, here and here because you can't protect it. So basically, you need some king power. All right, so we'll move our king up, and black will stay with this pawn, and we'll move our king up again. And there's really not much black can do. If black plays here, white plays here, and black plays here. So now white basically needs a tempo. And this is where in previous videos, you learn how to trade one advantage for another. Are you really going to sit here and try to find some fancy way to promote this pawn? No. All right. Basically, what you can do in this position is sacrifice it, right? Trading one pawn for two. So I would just push this pawn up, allow black to take it, and then go take these pawns. And this king has already shouldered this one, and there's no stopping this pawn from going in. You see that? We traded one pawn for two in this position. And it was very easy to get to this endgame because we took the queens off the board right away. Now, if black would play queen e7, it's basically going to lead to the same thing. All right. However, here, white can maybe get a step ahead with pushing the pawn. Not necessarily, really. You can just take this. Takes, and then now you just once again bring your king up. King power. Never rush to push the pawn. This king is going to have to somehow go towards this pawn, and once again we're going to attack these two very weak double isolated pawns. And right now in this position, one is lost already, and the next one as well, and it's over. So that's a perfect example. That's liquidation. All right. So if you try to get fancy here and you did something else, this black queen can check and then it's a lot more difficult. Okay, so basically, yes, queen e4, take the queens off the board and use your advantage. You have to be able to recognize your advantage. Advantage one, I'm up a pawn. Advantage two, I have an outside pass pawn. Advantage three, Black has two double isolated pawns that cannot protect themselves. All right, so this is enough to take the queens off the board and win this endgame very easily. All right, it's very important to try to recognize these things when you're playing chess, not just move. Don't be in a hurry to push pawns. All right, focus on small advantages that make your endgame in life a lot easier. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed this video.